Hi guys, my name's Aleyah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review on Weapons. So I saw the movie Weapons yesterday in theaters and I have so many thoughts that I knew I had to make a YouTube video. This was probably my most anticipated film of the year. I was really excited for this movie. I feel like the build up to it, all of the promo and marketing for the film was just chef's kiss. And as a horror lover, I really appreciate when trailers don't give away too much but still leave you feeling very eerie, creeped out. I just thought it was going to be such an amazing film. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. The director, his name is Zach Kreger. He also directed Barbarian and I loved Barbarian. I remember watching it in theaters and I also watched it like 2 other times on streaming, and I don't know, it was just so different. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what to expect, which is how I felt for Weapons as well. I knew Weapons was going to be about a bunch of kids that went missing, but it was like, what happened to them? Like, we don't know. So I knew there was going to be some big reveal, some big plot twist, just something that's going to be super unexpected, because that's exactly how Barbarian was. My expectations were so high for this film, and I don't know if that's what kind of made me a little disappointed. Let's just jump right into it because I feel like I basically already started this video. I actually took notes on my phone because I didn't want to forget anything. I wanted all of my thoughts to be fresh for this video because I know I wasn't going to be filming it till today. Disclaimer, I am going to have a lot of spoilers because I feel like it's going to be hard to talk about this film without spoiling some things. I thought the score for the film was amazing. I thought the acting was amazing, and I think the concept was really unique as well. It's about 17 kids, I believe, that all go missing in this one classroom. They wake up at 2:17 a.m. in the middle of the night and just walk out of their homes. Well, technically run out of their homes, and nobody knows why, nobody knows where they went, nobody knows what happened to them. You learn more about the plot development through the point of view of different characters, which I think is very unique and a little reminiscent of Quentin Tarantino, because a lot of his films are done in chapters and out of order, which is the same with Barbarian and Weapons. You kind of go like back and forth throughout timelines when you're switching from point of views, and I personally like that. I know it's not for everyone, but I do like that type of storytelling. You just get like more information as the plot develops, and you kind of want to see how all of these characters and point of views intersect and make the film what it is. With that though, I feel like comes a lot of responsibility, because if you are going to make a film in that way, it's your duty as the filmmaker, the director, the writer, etc., whatever, to make sure there's no plot holes. Quentin Tarantino, there's never plot holes. You know exactly, everything aligns, everything is there for a reason, everything makes sense. Now with Weapons, I feel like because there were so many point of views and so many characters, as opposed to like Barbarian, I think there's like 3-4 characters in the whole movie that you're basically following, whereas Weapons, there's like at least 6-7 characters. There were a lot of plot holes in the film. Just some things didn't make sense and weren't believable. We spent so many times on characters that I feel like weren't necessary or important to the plot, like the cop and the crackhead. Like, those parts were funny and did add some amusement to the film, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but it didn't really have anything to do with like the essence of the film, the plot, the story. Like, we did not need those characters. What I would have loved is if we spent more time focusing on the aunt. I really would have loved to get a sequence from her point of view. She is the main antagonist in the film. It just would have explained so much more and kind of filled in those like missing gaps. Like, why was she doing what she was doing? We don't know. Yes, that leaves it up to interpretation, but I feel like, why does every film like want to leave things up to interpretation? Why can't we just have a solid story? Like I said, I do wish we got to see from the aunt's perspective as the one who was responsible for everything that happened in the film. I do feel like there's parts of the film where we're kind of made to like interpret that the aunt is obviously a witch, she's doing voodoo or witchcraft. That isn't made clear, like specifically what it is. Certain scenes in the movie that kind of hint about parasites as well. The perspective that I got from the film and what I took away from it is that the aunt, which this also reminds me of Hocus Pocus by the way, but she's feeding off the souls of the children as well as the little boy's parents, who were the first victims, to make herself younger or like less sick, because I don't know if she had cancer, but she was sick where she lost her hair, she was coughing up blood, like all this stuff. I feel like she was doing some witchcraft, some voodoo to feed on the souls of the living to make her young and pretty and healthy again. Oh my god, my camera's dying. but that's not explicit in the film. It's left up to interpretation. But like I said, I do really wish we got to learn more about her perspective, because like, how did she learn all that? Like, where did she come from? I don't know. I just feel like there's so much we could have learned about her character that would have made the film so much better. I feel like the suspense and atmosphere building was great. It was very mysterious. I did really love the point of view of Justine, the teacher. I feel like her sequence was the most suspenseful, like creepy and eerie, and I jumped a few times. I feel like after that, it wasn't scary anymore. Why can't we just have a horror movie that is scary throughout the entire film? Same thing with Together. I feel like it started off pretty creepy and scary, and then it just like turned into a comedy, which I feel the same way about Weapons. Like the cop and crackhead, their characters, like, yes, it was funny, yes, it added amusement. Even the father that was trying to find his son Matthew, his character added some amusement as well. But why are we trying to make horror movies funny? Like, I get it, like a sprinkle here or there. Like, I feel like Insidious does a really good job at that. Also Poltergeist, like the two guys that come in and they're like helping find the ghost, like their characters are funny, but the movie itself is very scary. And I feel like with Weapons, it started off so good, like the atmosphere building, just like the suspense, and you just feel like something creepy is gonna happen at every second, and then it just fell off. And then I feel like they were focused too much on making it funny, and I don't get that. Like, why can't we just have a scary movie be a scary movie? Also, I did really appreciate the dream sequence that the dad had, because I feel like it was touching on astral projection, which I feel like kind of adds to the like witchcraft voodoo aspect, because astral projection, I mean, I've like done research on it in the past. Like, long story short, I used to have sleep paralysis and whatever, so I did really appreciate that, because to me, I feel like that's what they were showcasing was astral projection. I don't know if that's really what they were doing, or he was just having a nightmare. But I also felt really bad for the boy, because like that was so sad. Like, he lost both his parents, and then like, I don't know, that made me really sad. I did almost cry when the dad was reunited with his son. It reminded me of Prisoners a lot, and Hugh Jackman's character, and like a father's will to do anything to save their child. It was just so beautiful and like really sad. I don't know, it's really sad. Like, do I even want to have kids one day? Like, that's so scary. There's so much responsibility. I would live in fear like every day. But anyways, I'm rambling. I was really struggling with my rating, because I don't know if I just had so much anticipation for this movie and had such high hopes that I'm like it wasn't that good. What if I had no expectations? Would I have liked it more? I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 for now. I'm gonna watch it again though, like I really want to, when it comes on streaming probably though. Maybe on a second watch I might appreciate it more, or maybe I won't. I don't know. But I did really like Barbarian. I do really like this director. I really hope that he makes more movies. I'm really excited to see what else comes out by him. I just feel like the stories are super fun, and you know, it is a wild ride. Like, at the end of the day, you are going to be watching a very entertaining, fun, suspenseful, sometimes scary movie. It's really hard to predict what's going to happen, and I really love films like that. So at the end of the day, it is a good movie. Whether like I have some grapples with it or not, I still think it was good. I still think you should watch it, definitely in theaters as well. Although, I don't know if it was just AMC or my theater that I was in, the volume was low. Like, I feel like I needed subtitles at some points, and I don't like even using subtitles. But anyways, guys, I'm rambling. Let me know your thoughts on the film. Clearly, I have a lot. I have so much more that I want to say, but I don't want this to be like such a long video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next movie review or vlog, maybe a book review. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Alright, bye.